Hello and welcome to today's live lesson where we're going to be looking at music that can develop your English. So welcome to today's lesson. Thank you very much for joining. In this video, we are going to be looking at 3 artists and 3 songs, all for 3 different reasons. And that way we can look at 3 different language points as well. One, funnily enough, is going to be with word collocation, especially prepositions. The other one is going to be focused on pronunciation of contracted language, and the third one is going to be for developing vocabulary and looking at meaning within songs. So that's the aim of today. It's a lovely day today, and the video is now shared. Leondina says, hi, Richard. Hi, Leondina. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining. We also have Evelina. Good afternoon, Evelina. Welcome to today's lesson. And we have Irina. Hello, Irina. Good afternoon. Irina, sorry. Irina, actually, I think that's the correct pronunciation. I have the fan on, so if the fan is too loud, just let me know. So, guys, what are the 3 artists that we are looking at, and what are the 3 songs? So, there's an artist named Billy Joel, who was famous in the 70s, and we are going to be looking at a song called Piano Man. It's a very good song to learn English, actually, especially with trying to understand the context, what is happening in the song, and word collocation, especially prepositions. So that's a really good song to look at. We have Amy Winehouse's song Rehab, where we are going to look at the pronunciation of contracted forms, and it's actually, Amy Winehouse is a very good artist to develop your listening skills to contracted forms as well. And the last one is Eminem. Now, Eminem, he sings really quickly, but this is more to do with looking at meaning within a song and the type of vocabulary that he's using. I will share links to the songs in the description later, so you can have a look, and I'll try and find songs where you can see the lyrics as well. Stefano says, good afternoon, dear Richard. You're welcome, Stefano. Good afternoon. And Sandra says, hi, Richard. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Before we start the lesson, I'd like you guys just to let me know who are your favorite artists? What music do you like to listen to usually? I am going to say I'm definitely the sort of person who likes to listen to music, a certain type of music, depending on the atmosphere, the event, even season. To be honest, now this is the summer. I like to listen to a lot of Bob Marley, Jack Johnson, and some New Zealand bands, to be honest, because they're a little bit more reggae, to be honest. Relaxed music, sunshine music, or Santana, for example. If I'm driving, I like to listen to music like AC/DC, or generally rock music, maybe a bit of Led Zeppelin, or and if I want to relax, then there's a lot of options, I suppose. There's Pink Floyd. There's I can never say his name, but he's an Italian he's an Italian musician, Ludovico, I think his name is. Lais and Medeiros. Good afternoon. So you love Depeche Mode. I don't know Depeche Mode. Let me know a little bit more about Depeche Mode. Evelina says, I grew up listening to English music and I like it much more than Italian. My Italian knowledge of music is usually more to do with classical music. I think when I think of Italian music, I think of the classic music or opera music, for instance, Bocelli, I think, or Pavarotti. Stefano says, Depeche Mode forever. Okay, so I think Depeche Mode or Mode is an artist, I think. Let me know if any of you play musical instruments. I play the guitar, and if I could say the type of music I would love to play really well, it would be Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, for example. But I am not at that level. Although actually, Red Hot Chili Peppers, they are fun to play. Red Hot Chili Peppers is a fun band. Depeche, okay, so Depeche Mode is a British band. Well, thank you for telling me. I had no idea, never heard of them. But thank you for telling me. I will have to go and listen to them. I'll definitely have to go and check them out. So let's get in today. Now, Leondina says, I love U2 and in general rock music. Yeah, U2 is good. I think my favorite song of U2, let me know what your favorite song of U2 is. I've always really liked It's a Beautiful Day because it makes me think of football when I was younger. I suppose we can call that, we have a type of thing in English. You probably have something very similar in your own language, a memory bank. Just like a bank, but it's but instead of a memory bank. So music makes you think of a past experience, a past time. And Beautiful Day by U2 just makes me think of when I was a child watching football. To be honest, it was the music they had on before watching football matches. Evelina says, for now I listen a lot to Muse. Muse are fantastic. I have seen Muse live 3 times, twice at Wembley. But this was now maybe 10 years ago. They were brilliant live. I really liked old Muse. I would say I'm not the biggest fan of their new stuff, but the old stuff, like Plug in Baby, Knights of Sidonia, Black Holes, Citizen Arrays, I could go on. Absolutely love Hysteria, love it. Absolutely love that type of music. Leondina says, with or without you. Yeah, that's a great song. And One, yes, One is a good song. Speaking of One, that also makes me think of Metallica. I really like some songs of Metallica. And I think that's the thing with some artists. There's some artists that you can listen to all of their songs, and then there are some musicians, some bands where, okay, you really like some music, some of their tunes like iTunes songs, really. So you like some of their tunes, but you don't like all of their tunes. I would say, I mean, there's quite a few. I think the majority of musicians fit into that category where you like some tunes, but not necessarily all of their stuff. I think that's the case for most bands. Okay, let's get into it. So Stefano says, to be honest, I really love psychedelic, punk, rock, and pop music, especially from the 80s. The 80s are fantastic. The 80s music was just brilliant. It was just a fantastic time. You had Queen, you had Guns N' Roses, you had U2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Michael Jackson, could go on, really. A lot of really good music around at that time. Yes, actually, the thing is, I would say it's dangerous to mention 80s because once you mention 80s, once you say 80s music, you start thinking of songs that you could start singing, like something from like Bohemian Rhapsody, for example. Mama, ooh. But yes, you could end up going off just singing random music. But the 80s were brilliant. Let me know what your favorite band from the 80s were. I don't know if I could actually answer that myself, to be honest. The 80s was a fantastic time. I can tell you that that in the tuition office in at AM language, the tuition department do like their 80s music, especially the director, Lorraine. She loves her music from the 80s. Stefano says Genesis and, oh, I don't know about Eurythmics. No, I don't know about them, but Genesis, yes. Genesis, I do know. I'll have to look up. I probably do recognize the other one if I heard that music. And then, yes, sometimes you have music growing up. I remember before I liked music, I think the first type of music I heard was probably something like Will Smith, for example. Yes, Annie Lennox. Yes, Stefano. Yes, Annie Lennox, definitely. Okay, right. Let's get into it. We've already been 10 minutes in. Let's look at the first song. So the first song is Piano Man by Billy Joel. I will share a link later. And what I want you guys to do is I just want to see if you guys can actually complete the sentence. I'm going to share two. I'm going to share two sentences. I'm going to share the first one. And the reason being is because we're just going to look at word collocation. And there's some new words in here as well. But I just want to look at two specifics, okay? First thing I want to look at is actually going to be prepositions. And we're just going to see if you guys can get the prepositions correct. I'm going to start off. So this is the first one. It's 9 o'clock, a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love, his tonic and gin. So that's the opening bit. What we're looking for here are, now this is going to be more American. So your options are, okay, what are your options for prepositions? Well, you've got the options of maybe on, in, to, at, just to name a few. So let's see what you naturally go with. Okay, let's see what you can go with. You can see here the first one, it's 9 o'clock, a Saturday. So here we're going to remember this is a preposition of a day. So there can only be one option really, but let's see what you go with. The regular crowd shuffles. So here we need to think about the first thing, the crowd, okay? So while you think, I'll break the music down for you. First of all, crowd, lots of people, okay? And shuffle's really good word to know. Shuffle is a verb to slowly move in a direction. Think of a penguin. Think of a penguin. A penguin doesn't walk. A penguin shuffles. It's slowly moving. And what we're talking about is clearly this is a bar and there are a lot of people. So you're thinking about a crowd, a lot of people moving. You've got two options really. Okay, now Leondina has gone with it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles out. Now you've got two options here. It's either going to be in or out, and it depends if it's into the bar or out of the bar. So both could be grammatically correct. There's only going to be one correct answer because it's the actual song, but we'll see which one it is. But well done, Leondina. I like what you're thinking. There's an old man sitting next to me making love, his tonic and gin. You've gone with, fair enough. Irena says it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me making love to his tonic and gin. You see how it goes. There's a nice rhyme to it. Stefano says on, in, and with. Okay, so the main one here is perhaps the last one. And this is once you've learned this, you'll never forget it because it's actually it's a word linkage because it has a particular meaning with it as well. But it's a really good one to know. And I like what you guys have done. So first of all, on is number one. Really well done. Really well done. On. Number two, you've got a choice. It's either going to be out or in, but in this case, the answer is going to be in. And that's a question if you've heard the song before, I think, because people are shuffling into the bar instead of out of the bar. Now, the last one, you got making, which is short for making, okay? Love, and now here, to. Because making love to, that is a phrase in itself, making love to. Now, you can make love to someone, or in this case, you can make love to gin and tonic, meaning you're just drinking a lot of it. It sounds like this guy is drinking a lot of gin and tonic. But it's a very good phrase. It's a good phrase to know. It is a polite, it's a more polite word for if you're making love to someone. It's a polite way of saying you have sex with someone, and I can see why you've gone with, because if you use sex, you have sex with someone. But if you're going to use the term making love, then you have to have the preposition to, and we can use it in different contexts. Yes, you can use it in terms of two people, or you can use it if someone is at the bar drinking a lot. Some people do make love to their drink if they're at the bar. And what's really good about this song as an introduction, it really gives you an idea of the situation. Billy Joel, the Piano Man, is a really good song that actually is telling a story. So you've got this guy. The situation is there's a lot of people in the bar, and there's one guy who's drinking a lot of gin and tonic. And if you're drinking a lot of gin and tonic, then you're probably depressed or something. So let's just look at the second bit. He says, okay, there's a particular extra bit that I want us to look at. Here we go. And this is actually the next verse. I'm not looking at the actual chorus because I want to look specifically at one or two things. So here we go. And with this one, oh yes, here we go. So this is just another one to do with prepositions. And I'm telling you this, guys, if you want to develop your prepositions, look at music, look at lyrics. It's a fantastic technique because it's always going to be a good one. So here we've got three more prepositions we need to try. So now John, the bar, is a friend, mine. He gets me my drink. Oh, actually, let me just do this again. I've missed. Let me do this again because I've noticed something. Some of the words are too closely together. So it might be a bit harder to read. Okay, so, and there needs to be four. We're going to look at four prepositions. We'll see what we come up with. Like I said, guys, if you want to develop prepositions in your spare time, definitely definitely look at music. It's such a good way to learn word linkage, word collocations. Okay, especially prepositions, which is what we are looking at. So I can now share it. Okay, so now John at the bar. John at, oh no, I just gave away the first one. Sorry. So John, the bar, is a friend mine. He gets me my drinks free, and he's quick a joke or up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. So let's see what you guys think of here. I'll help you out. Okay, so you've got some options to think about. Uh, Okay, so these are your options. You cannot use all of them. There's one preposition here that you definitely cannot use, but you can use the rest. So these are your options. Let's see what you guys come out with. Now, and then we'll have a little talk about what this verse, part of the verse, means. And then we'll move on to Amy Winehouse and some pronunciation. But I will share this song later because it's a really good song when it comes to developing language and word collocation, especially prepositions. The other reason why is because when people sing, they say the preposition really, really quickly. So when you can see the lyrics and you hear, it really helps you develop your understanding of which prepositions to use, but also the pronunciation, because they sing it and they say it really quickly. You get used to hearing the type of sound, how you can hear the preposition. Okay, so Irina has come in with at of 4 with 2. So now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. Okay. Well done, Irina. Let's see if people agree with you. Sandra has gone with the exact same. No, one slight. Yeah, the exact same answer. Leondina agrees. Okay, guys, you've all come out with the exact same answers. So let's see if you guys are right. Usually when you sing it, it's a good way to see, does it flow nicely? Once you get used to listening to prepositions in music and songs, and then you start to sing it, usually it will help with the rhyme. So now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. Excellent. Well done, guys. So you all have got this one right. Like the video, you have all got this one right. Perfect. Well done. A very, very well done. Now, it's a good, at this point, it's a really good idea to see word collocations, okay? What are the usual word collocations? So we've got at the bar, preposition of location, is a friend. So when you see this, for instance, he is or is a friend of mine. Friend of mine, she's a friend of mine, he's a friend of mine. This word linkage always works. Friend of mine. Gets me my drinks. Now, if you've got free, drinks for free. He got it for free. She went for, she flew for free. If you've got free, the preposition before is usually for. Quick. Now, this is a good one. You're quick. You're either going to be quick to do something or you're quick with a joke. Quick with a joke. Really good word collocation. Or to light up your smoke. What does this mean? Simply to light your cigarette or maybe anything else that you might be smoking. I mean, this is Billy Joel from the 70s, so it could be something other than a cigarette. But to light up your, so it's simply to a lighter, really. So really well done, guys. Excellent. I do suggest make a note, see the word linkage, the word collocations, and add them to your list. Let's move on to Amy Winehouse. And why is Amy Winehouse really good? So let's see. Here we go. Let's go with this. Oh, there's so much to choose from. Okay, so I'd rather, now here I'm going to concentrate on pronunciation. This is now part of the lyrics in Rehab by Amy Winehouse. So here we're going to concentrate on the pronunciation. And here we're going to look at the pronunciation of these contracted two words together, which can be a little bit difficult, especially when we're adding more words onto it. Okay, so let's look at the first one. We've got I'd. Now here, this is going to be short for either I would or I had. Let me know in the live chat if you think this is short for I would or I had. Rather be at home. I'd rather be at home with Ray. I thought it was Brad. Okay, so I don't know the lyrics. But it's I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. So what are we doing here with this pronunciation when we are going from, okay, well done, Leondina, it is would. Excellent. So when we say this quickly, we're not going to say I'd rather be. We've got a D, which is a voiced sound, followed by an R sound. We've got two voiced sounds together, right next to each other. This means it's really difficult. So if I try to pronounce both very clearly, I'm going to have to go slowly. I'd rather. This is going to be too slow. But if I'm speaking normally or singing, it's going to sound like this. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. What am I doing with my tongue? Well, to feel this, you're starting off with a D. And then if you go to a R sound, what you'll find is, if this is your mouth, D, R, D, R, D, R. Your tongue is simply going back. It almost slightly touches the D sound, and you move straight onto the R sound. So it's I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. It's a, I don't know if you can even hear it. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. So we are flying over that pronunciation. And that's what happens usually when we're speaking. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. I'd rather be. So practice saying that, record yourself saying that, and listen back to it. The next one. Ain't got 70 days. Now, ain't, obviously, let me know what you think ain't is short for. I think most of you will know. I think most of you know what ain't is short for. You see it a lot and hear it a lot in music. Ain't got 70 days. Ain't got 70 days. Now, how do you say this? This ain't. Ray ain't got 70 days. If you guys don't know, what I'll do is I'll just let you guys know what ain't means. Okay, so how do we say this? You've got this, first of all, you've got this A, like play, ain. Have not got, Stefano? Okay, you're quite close. Definitely not got is, well, not definitely. You've got a couple of potential options, okay? And it depends what comes before. Now, this is Ray. So you've got the choices of am not, are not, is not. Now, this is Ray. Ray is, now, technically speaking, this would be, I mean, if you wrote this normally, you would say Ray hasn't got. So it's kind of a strange one. I think the closest, usually when you use ain't, it's like am not, are not, is not. Now, you wouldn't usually write Ray am not, no. Ray are not, no. And Ray is not got 70 days. It's not good grammar. But you hear this a lot in music. So technically, this should be Ray has not got. But ain't, think of it this way, ain't is short for not, basically. It's another way of saying not. You see it a lot in songs. You wouldn't write this very often. And like I said, usually it's an abbreviation for am not, are not, or is not. Having said that, in this case, it is a replacement. It's replacing has not. But this is common in music, and you will hear people use it if you go to the UK or especially the United States as well. How do you say it though? You start off with a, like play. You then get to the end, ain't got, ain't got, ain't got. You will see I'm not pronouncing the T. The T instead is what we call a glottal sound. Can you hear what I did there? Glottal, okay? I'm not actually making the T sound. It's an sound. So I ain't got. And you can hear it onto the got as well. I'm not saying got, I'm saying got. I ain't got 70 days. Ray ain't got 70 days. Ray ain't got 70 days. Okay? So that is this contraction that we're hearing. The T is replaced for this sound. And then with the T and got as well, it's replaced. And that's very common in English. The T is often dropped for this sound. And that's another example. Let's look at one more. And I know this one causes a lot of problems, okay? Okay, now we've got can't, okay. You've got, in American English, you might say can't, I can't do it, or I can't, with that glottal. RP English, it's can't, or can't. But again, you've got can and not. This is a combination of can and not. And what we're focusing on here is this really annoying glottal sound. The T is not pronounced. It's this can't. That I can't learn. That I can't learn. Can't learn. Repeat after me. Try and record as well. Can't learn. 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 Okay? It's a really difficult sound. I would say don't worry if you can't actually say it yourself. It is important to be able to hear it so you can understand it. Again, guys, Amy Winehouse Rehab is a very good one. It's a really good one to look at. And I would say when it comes to pronunciation of contracted forms in English, Amy Winehouse has a lot of very good music that actually helps you with that. So I do recommend Amy Winehouse. Listen to her music and follow the lyrics. It will really help. Plus, she's got a good voice. Okay, now let's move on to the last one. In this case, this is going to be M and M. Eminem, I think I'm saying that right. Okay. What we're going to look at here is trying to understand meaning of something. So I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to put down possible meanings. And I'm going to see if you guys can try and guess what the possible meaning of this sentence is. Well, the opening phrase, really. So you have, I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside. I need to do this again because I keep on forgetting to break it up. Okay. So I'm friends with a monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me. Stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy. Yeah, you think I'm crazy. This song was sung by Eminem and Rihanna, I think. So let's look at some language here. I'll break some things down for you, and then we'll look at the meaning of these songs. I have to say, Eminem, he speaks and sings very quickly, really, really quickly. But I'm actually quite impressed with some of his lyrics. There's some really interesting stuff, really interesting from an English language point of view as well. So I'm friends with a monster that's under my bed. Now here, for this one, let's just have a little look to think or to see what we are, okay? I'm going to give you some options, okay? Either A, I'm friends with a monster that's under my bed. Under my bed, not on top, under my bed. So is he talking about, let's say, like sleeping? Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to give you two options to begin with. Once we just to establish. So I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. So if he's is he friends either A? I forgot to put A. That I meant A. Damn it! Oh, silly Richard. Sorry, I just swore. I do apologize. There we go. So I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. So is it A, friends with something evil, or B, friends with something that's good? So that's the first thing we need to think about. Get along with the voices inside of my head. Now, get along. This is a really interesting one. So I'm just going to give you guys the option, okay? We're looking specifically here, get along with. Now, something or someone. Again, does it mean A? Uh, so this is the other term, get along with. Now, does it mean A, you work well with them, or B, you don't work well with it or them? Because you can use this term with something, or you can use it with someone. Now, it doesn't just have to be work. It can be play. It could be a few verbs. You're trying to save me. Stop holding your breath. This is an interesting one. Stop holding your breath. Let's see what you guys think of this one. Stop your breath. Okay, is it A? That's the next one. And then lastly, you've got, and you think I'm crazy. Yeah, you think I'm crazy. And that speaks for itself, really. So you've got three things. Let me know what your answers are to each one, because then that way we can see if we can understand what this person is talking about. So number one, we're looking at this monster under the bed. So if you are friends with a monster under your bed, is it A, something you're friends with something evil, or B, are you friends with something that's good? Number two, we're looking at this word, this phrase actually, get along with something or someone. Does that mean you work well with it, or does that mean you don't work well with it? And finally, stop holding your breath. Does that mean don't hope because it won't happen, or you can hope because it will happen? That's a really good phrase as well. So I'm going to see what your answers are to these three questions. And if we can get these three questions right, then that will tell me that we can understand the first paragraph, well, the first verse of this song. So Leondina says, evil, okay. Number two, you work well with someone. And number three, you can hope it will happen. Okay, so well done, Leondina. You have come in with your three answers. Let's see if other people, other students agree with you. Thank you very much for being the first one. We'll see if you are right. Will it be 3 out of 3? Will it be 2 out of 3? We'll see. Okay, guys, let me know if you agree with Leondina. As like I said, guys, at the end of this video, I will put a link, 3 links, all to these different videos. And I'll try and make sure that I share links whereby you can listen to the music where it will show you the lyrics as well. Lais says A, and B. So A, you're friends with something evil. A, you, for the number 2 is that you work well with them. And number 3 is B, you can hope because it will happen. Okay, Stefano says you get along with someone means you are on the same wavelength with someone. Yes, that's true, actually, Stefano. That's a good definition of what that term means. Well done. Okay, so Leondina and Lais agree with each other. Stefano has a different interpretation for the last one. So we will see. I'll give you guys just a couple of more minutes. Oh, Sandra has come in with one is B. You are friends with something good. Number 2 is A. You work well with them. And number 3, she is saying that it's B. You can hope because it will happen. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your answers. Some really interesting answers. So the answer to number 1 is going to be A. A monster, guys, is always going to be something bad, maybe something evil or bad, okay? Number 2 is also A. You work well with it or them. It could be, you could work, or it could be, it doesn't need to be work. It could also be play well with them or it. You like, actually, Stefano's example is very good. You're on the same wavelength. And number 3 is A as well, actually. Don't, did I get, you don't work well? Yes, I think did I make every answer A? I think I made every answer A. Oh, okay. The last one is also A. Don't, or don't hope. So you've got this term in English, like don't hold your breath, meaning don't hope or stop hoping because it won't happen. Oh, like don't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath if I were you. I mean, we've got lots of examples for this one. So, for example, you're watching a football match. There's a penalty. It's a penalty shootout. You see the player, and you turn to your friend and say, "Don't hold your breath. He will miss. He's not going to score." Or maybe, for instance, something happens like coronavirus, and people are talking about when will we have a vaccine for the virus, a coronavirus injection. And you might say, look, don't hold your breath because we're not going to have one very soon. So it's a really good phrase to know. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Like I said, after this, I am going to, in the description, I'm going to share links to to these songs. I'll try and find the lyrics, music with the songs with the 3 lyrics. And yeah, like I said, guys, music is a fantastic way to learn English. It's a great way to develop your language. Whether you want to develop your pronunciation, whether you want to develop your word collocation, knowing which words which go with each other, especially prepositions, and really interesting when it comes to trying to understand what songs are about, trying to understand the meanings in songs. So thank you very much, guys, and thank you very much for the week. It's been a good week. And yes, if there's anything specific that you would like me to look at next week, please make sure that you let me know in the live comments. I should also add, guys, today, earlier on, we uploaded a new video. This is part 3 on nature, very good for up intermediates, looking at narrative forms as well, narrative tenses, sorry. And there's some nice pictures of Golden Bay as well. So please go and check that out if you haven't done so already. To everyone who participated today in the live chat section, thank you so much for doing so. You all did really well, and thank you very much. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel and share. And if you're new to the channel as well, make sure you subscribe. And if you're watching this later, thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much, Evelina. Thank you very much, Leodina. Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you very much, Irina. Have a wonderful weekend. I will be back next week on Monday at 4 o'clock with more live English lessons. You too, Irina. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the sun. And bye for now. See you on Monday at 4 o'clock.